back in North Carolina. Mark mentioned 1 in 3 Americans have a criminal record. There's a recent study out, I guess not surprisingly given that 1 in 2 Americans have a close family member who's been incarcerated. So the thing that we probably have most in common in America, our most unifying fact, is that we have all experienced criminal justice as either ourselves or family members. And so this is not a small problem. It's affecting the majority of our country. And so this legislation, I want to congratulate Senator McKissick and his colleagues. Hopefully they're making progress on the Second Chance Act. I agree with Mark. It's a really important foundation, a lot more to do, including going to full automation for the elderly population that some states like Utah and Pennsylvania have done. Because if you look at North Carolina last year, 100,000 convictions, less than 200 people had their record expunged. Think about that. So you have to make it easy, you have to make it automatic, so that people, right now, the funnel, people aren't aware, they have to hire lawyers, the courthouse may be 20 or 25 miles away, so there's all these barriers. We have to make it easy, so that people can seize this opportunity. And while people who are incarcerated leave prison, they're released from prison, those bonds of being jailed never really leave them in our current society. And so Mark talked about America really is the land of second chances. We love the comeback story. But for a vast majority of our population, we're denying that opportunity. And there's moral cost to that, there's economic cost to that, there's familial cost to that, there's health cost to that. And so the truth is, if you are someone who's a low income, comes from a low income family, or even middle class these days, it's kind of an obstacle course that you have to run to kind of on the other side to be a successful person. That's without having a criminal record. If you have a criminal record, it becomes almost impossible. And so it's so exciting about what we're seeing in North Carolina, and I do think North Carolina can be an important leader. You see great bipartisanship here in the legislature amongst those that are supporting it. It's a big state, it's a southern state, it's a purple state electorally, and I think people are going to pay attention to what happens in North Carolina. So hopefully we can take this really important first step here, the second chances, add to that over time to expand more opportunity, and I think this will be something that will have a domino effect in other states. I also want to really praise Daryl and all the leaders of the organizations who put in so much work, the folks who are out on the mall today, over 1,000 formerly incarcerated North Carolinians who need to lead this movement, this legislation and all, because they're the people and their families who are most impacted. So we at the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative couldn't be prouder to be partnering, first of all, with people like Mark and David on the Second Chances and Clean Slate work nationally, but also with great groups here in North Carolina, and want to stay with it, because ultimately, to make the full amount of progress we need to do, it's not just one thing. You need legislative leadership and courage, you need strong groups and leaders on the ground, you need the formerly incarcerated to lead that movement, you need to make the technological and data enhancements in progress to allow that to fully happen. But today's a really good day, and I think that the full promise of America will not be available, no matter what speeches politicians give, no matter what legislation we pass, unless we realize that a huge percentage of Americans are denied that opportunity. And if any of us were defined by the worst mistake in our life, none of us would like it. And for a large majority of our country and their affected families, that's what's happening. And it's time for that to end. And I think with great leadership like Senator McKissick and his colleagues in the Senate, and those in the House and the Governor, here in North Carolina, we've taken an important step.